Hey everyone, this is Daniela. So this weekend, I actually went to the annual conference for the Foreign Language Association of North Carolina. Last year was my first year going, and both years I had a really great time. I like going to the different workshops. Some of them, aren't always the most engaging, but I love when the workshops are engaging. I love learning new strategies that I can incorporate into my classroom, meeting different teachers and running into teachers that I already know. So it's a cool opportunity to kind of get out of the classroom and see what other people are doing. So a couple months after last year's conference, my department chair got an email that was sent to different people who attended the conference, and it was a call for proposals for anyone else who might be interested in giving a workshop. So we thought, hey, why not? We can submit a proposal. If it gets chosen, it gets chosen. And we decided to talk about how we came together as a department to create a curriculum without the use of a textbook. And we ended up getting chosen. So we actually presented that yesterday. I was I get kind of nervous with public speaking. I get kind of anxious, but not necessarily for most of the time. It's not usually until right before. So I was pretty calm about it until about an hour and a half before we started presenting. But I think overall it did go well. It seemed like we had some positive feedback. But basically, our presentation, like I said before, was about how we came together to come up with ideally an effective curriculum to use in our classes. We don't really have any decent textbooks. We do have a set of the Realidades textbooks, which aren't really that great, and they're about 12 years old, so they're not really relevant for us to use in our classes. And so even before 2013, we would make up and find a lot of our own resources. So one summer, a few of us in our department came together, and with the resources we already had, planned out the units for the different levels. French and Spanish, we have pretty much the same themes, and we tried to align starting with level one to align it all the way to AP. We incorporate a lot of technology. Our school is a one-to-one school, so our students are lucky enough to have laptops, and all the teachers, we all have our own personal teacher website where we post the daily lesson plans. So, we might do things that you would do in any classroom, like go over notes, be up at the front of the room, but we also use the website kind of as a tool where students can kind of follow along. If they need to go back and look at something, they can. If they're absent, they can make use of our websites. We use a lot of practice online, but I also try and incorporate paper assessments as well. We're incorporating interactive notebooks in our classes, which gives them, a hard copy of the material they're learning, and then students also have the opportunity to create their own websites that they use as an online portfolio. We've eliminated tests, so at the end of each unit, they, instead of just having a paper and pencil test on to assess them, they are assessed on what they've learned through different projects that they have to work on either independently or in a group. And obviously, the curriculum isn't perfect. We're still, we tweak it where we need to. I'm totally fine with adjusting it, but I think we've seen some success, especially with all of us, how we're able to collaborate and just work together to try and make sure that, all the level one teachers that our students are learning the same material so that when they go on to the next level, they're all, at a level playing field, and preparing them from an early stage so that when they go on, those that do go on to AP will be familiar with some of the assignments we're doing. So I was, kind of nervous during the presentation, but I'm really glad that I was able to do that, especially with my coworkers. And it was a really neat experience being one of the people giving a workshop, and, especially just as a beginning teacher, I'm glad that we decided to take a chance and that our proposal was chosen. So that's all for now. I'll put a link to the presentation we gave that's on my school website, my teacher webpage. I'll put that down below. So if anybody's curious about how you can create an effective curriculum without a textbook, you can check that out. Um, you can let me know how you think it looks, and I'll talk to you next time. So, adios.